Hi, I'm Rocky Dickerson with Realty One Group. Now, I've said this a number of times before. There's real estate markets where things are going really fast. There's real estate markets where things are going kind of slow. But there is no such thing as a bad real estate market. After all, in both types of markets, I see people making money. The key is to see the profit potential where other people don't. Now, one of the things that you look at is the growth patterns. Where is the town growing to? For instance, I came to a seminar here in Las Vegas in April of '99. And when I did, we went to a special event. It was at a place that was near Ann and 95, maybe a mile out to the west. And I remember driving out there thinking, there's nothing anywhere near here. This is in the middle of nowhere. Well, now you go out there, what do you see? There's houses everywhere. There's housing developments even 5 miles north of that. The place is packed. So the people that knew the growth pattern was going to go there made a great deal of money. So now the question comes up here in 2022. Where's the growth pattern heading in the next 5, 10, 15 years? We're going to take a look at that with some of the latest news here in the Las Vegas Growth Report. Before we take a look at where we're going, let's take a look at where we've come from. First, we'll take a look at 1984. This is the Las Vegas Valley. You see so much room between the city and the surrounding mountains. To give you a little bit of perspective, let's take a look. This is the area where McCarran Airport is, and this is where the Spaghetti Bowl is. Now let's take a look fast forwarding to where it is more recently. In the look at the year 2021, we see a huge difference. The city has grown out to all the mountainsides surrounding the city. And again, to give you perspective, this is where the airport is. This is where the Spaghetti Bowl is. Obviously, a huge amount of growth has occurred here in this town. And of course, what we see again are communities that were built out to the mountain edges, all surrounding, especially on the south, the west, and the north. So where does that leave us? Where can we grow to? That's a great question that people are already taking a look at. First, let's look at the southwest Las Vegas Valley. You may recall that not too long ago, Bonnie Springs Ranch was sold. Well, they're building housing out there. In fact, I'm told that lots for that development start in the 7-figure range. Now, these highlighted areas here are roadways that the state is looking at seriously expanding to make commuting even more easier to these remote areas for the future. Apparently, the state sees a lot of development going out to the west from the south part of the Las Vegas Valley. Now let's take a look at the next issue that we're looking at. Stations Casinos. What are they looking at? After all, they're a town expert if there ever was one. Well, they're looking to double their portfolio by 2030. In fact, if you look at the county and divide it in half, you'll see in the top half, they're closing down 2 casinos. They've got 1 property they can build in the far north. And on the south, they're only closing down 1. They're building 2, and they have another 7 parcels available that they can build on to the south and the west. Obviously, that's where Stations Casinos is placing all their chips into. So now, what about the Boring Project? They've come up with something unusual. They've bought their own piece of land right here to place one of the boring tunnels. This is a place that people will be using these boring cars to drive through underground to get to where they're going. An unusual placement since it's south of Mandalay Bay. Now the train of progress and growth is also coming. In fact, we have the high-speed bullet train that's looking to start construction next year. They're going to be roughly this area here on the map. Now, if you look just a little bit to the south, there's also a major development looking to go in with hotel, casino, and possible NBA franchise arena. Obviously, they want to stay south where they can get a lot of traffic going in and out without a lot of congestion, because this always plans well for community planning. What's happening even further south of the Strip? This is also looking highly interesting. If we look down south of the Strip, we see here Jean, Nevada. Now looking closer at Jean, what we see is where there used to be two casinos. One was torn down in about 2005, and the other one was shut down for the pandemic. Where the one was shut down, they're now building a massive warehouse complex. Now this is smart. You can get a massive amount of trucks in and out of there without a lot of congestion. Even more, load them up during the day and let them drive out during the night when there's a lot less congestion. They'll burn a lot less fuel. So that's an interesting project for Jean, and obviously there'll be a lot of people needed to work that project. There'll be housing needed in this area. Also, taking a look further south of the Strip, even further south of Jean, you're also going to have to look at the community of Primm. Now, once upon a time, Primm was just two casinos on either side of a freeway. Now it's a massive complex. However, right here we see the outlet mall. Now, one time the outlet mall sold for $125 million. Last year, it sold for only $400,000, losing over 99% of its value. When you buy something for less than a penny on a dollar, you have a huge amount of flexibility on what you can do with that property that'll make you a huge amount of money. Look to see something very interesting happening in Primm before too long. There's a great deal of opportunity here, even for people popping over from California. So what's next? Well, what would you think? You see what the experts are doing. You see where they're placing their money. Where do you think Las Vegas is growing to? And if you'd like more information about how this may affect you and your real estate needs, call me, Rocky Dickerson, at 702-743-7625. Email rocky@rockysalesvegas.com. And please subscribe to my video channel.